Okay, well, think about the last time you got a cell phone bill. Do you remember? It's in all capital letters.
Interesting.
Think about your bank statement. All capital letters. Did you know that anytime anything comes in your name in all capital letters, it is actually referring to the corporate fiction they created for you at your birth?
Corporate what?
Fiction.
Fiction.
It's not a person. It's not a living thing. It's not a biological living thing. It's a dead corporation. Corporation comes from the word corpse. So when we didn't know this, because we didn't know, we don't think this way. Most people that I know, they're not divisive and coercive and sneaky and all that. We didn't realize that we were being tricked and these people were actually turning us into slaves. We didn't know. And so when you see something come in your capital, your name, you just think, oh, okay, I owe that. But actually, when you sign your name, you're taking responsibility for your corporation. And then your corporation, you become indebted to pay all the bills of the corporation, because the United States, which is a corporation of a government, has you responsible for all of their expenses, when actually they've stolen your entire trust account. Each one of us here is worth about $100 trillion. That's what is called the dishonor owed to us, meaning this is what they have done to us in dishonor through treason, trickery, human slavery, trafficking, and it's worth $100 trillion for each person, because they have stolen our heritage. You know, they've been taking our property due to taxes. When a family dies, parents die, and they have 8 sons that own a farm, there's massive taxes that are put on that family, and they usually lose their farm because they can't figure out how to pay the huge amount of taxes. And so there goes the farm, which actually, the truth is, that's all unlawful. All land was given to us in what is called land trusts. Land trusts were signed by different presidents, depending on when they were given out. And that land was given in perpetuity with no ability for anyone ever to lien it, tax it, take it away, or take any of the water rights. Now we have a situation where the government, and the reason this is all happening is because we don't know. We as a group are actually turning all this around because we're learning, and we're turning the laws that these people have been pretending to make. We've been turning them around and using these directed at them. So, for example, in about 1915, I think I was told, when people would go to the land patent office to register their land patent, instead of being given their patent back because it should have been returned, they were suddenly given a grantee, and they would say, well, I don't understand, where's my patent? And the government land patent office would reply, and they would say, why, this is your new form of a land patent. And they would basically make those people tenants on their own land. And then the Queen would tax them, and then the people thought the government had the right to enter onto their land. Well, they did once they lost their patent. And check and see if their house is to code or any other code violations. Or maybe they're using too much water from their agricultural well. Oh, we better put a meter on it to check. All of that is unlawful. The government can't do any of that. But how they did it is they stole the land patents. Or I even know people whose parents have land patents on a farm in the east, where they've just said, well, you haven't improved it recently, so we're just taking it. Can you imagine the balls? And the guy is very old that owns it. And the family doesn't live in that state anymore, and their father is like 101 years old. He doesn't know how to fight them. And so, right now, so far, the government basically has taken it over in adverse possession, meaning they just moved on to pretend like it was theirs. So, they have robbed us of our heritage. And they know it. There are trusts, and finally, through the work of Anna von Reitz and others, but I think quite a bit through her, the Vatican has admitted that they owe this massive amount of money to Americans because they stole all of our wealth. They've been stealing our mining, what we mine out of the ground. They've been doing all these things, taking what's ours, what belongs to us, because we live on this land. They've been just stealing it outright. So, the Vatican has said that they do realize they owe us this money. Depending on who you listen to, it's possible Trump may have gone and gotten a lot of that money, but it certainly was never told in the regular news, so I'm not positive that's true. But what I do know is true is the Vatican has said, yes, this is your money, we owe it to you. So as we speak, there are minds, big, bright minds, working on how to get that back to us without destroying our economy. Because if everyone suddenly got $100 trillion, that wouldn't end well for us as a country.
Well, we're in such debt.
No, do you know what the debt is? Right, terrible debt, right?
Good news.
You notice they don't talk about it anymore? They used to talk about it and have a big clock